Hi and welcome back, Leo. We'll go straight into your reading. If you do like the readings, please like and subscribe, or even leave a comment. But we'll get straight into this reading. We go down to the left hand side, and the first card there, as we can see, is the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups relates to you, Leos, as having a little bit of boredom around you at the moment. Now, although I feel like you're just studying and you're just thinking things, and you know, sometimes you need to be left alone while you study what you want to do, and this is what you're doing right now. Although there's other people trying to help you there, you're not really looking up at this or looking at them. So again, I feel like you've got boredom, but don't ignore everybody around you who is trying to give you a little bit of an helping hand. So just be aware of that. I see that you've got the Temperance. Now, the Temperance, she comes to balance you up. Now, even though I know there's things you're not too happy about at the moment, I still see that you've got to know that things are going to get better, because the Temperance, she balances, but she flows things into you. So things are there, you know, filling your cup, not emptying them. So be grateful that you can see that there's things coming your way, but you do have to watch the moon. Now, that's crabby, so you're feeling a whole lot crabby this week. You're feeling a little bit like, you know, you've got ideas, but you kind of want to see things a little bit quicker than what they're going. But you're also feeling that, you know, there's things happening that you didn't know would happen. So it's unpredictability. So we're looking into a lot, but it's a card where it's a little bit of a tricky card, is the moon. It can play tricks upon you. So just be aware there that there's unpredictable times around you this coming week. Also, Leo, you are coming through a lot of obstacles that you've had anyway, and that although you've worked through a lot and you've had things that you haven't predicted coming, but you've still got through, you can see there that I'm going to come through, although it's a little bit of a hurt or past wounds. This is why you're frightened of moving forward, because you can't see everything as you'd like to see it with the moon, with your problems you've had and your past wounds. So this is why you hold yourself back a little bit. But we see justice coming for you. Now, the justice always comes upon your side. She's there to balance you up and fight for justice. And this is what you like, Leo. You like a fair fight, and you like things to balance out evenly. So you're there, and I feel justice, she'll be on your side. So all through, even though your past hurts they're still very raw, you still very much have your justice card and brightening up place, because we've got the sun, which is better than the moon. Now, the sun is also shining upon you. Now, she's a bright card, it's a lovely card, and it's a family card. And this is what it's about from this week. It's about having them happy times around you. And I feel you are very grateful for what even you've received, and you share that gratitude with such a lot of others that's around. So I feel the sun's there to give you a lot of blessings. You do like to be in control though, Leo, because I can see the Queen. And again, when I'm saying like to be, you've got to be, because she sits there and she likes to give her authority out. So you're going to stick firm there to what you believe, but you're also going to be in charge of situations that you're really not going to climb down from. And I think it's because you've gone through so much. It's like, no, I'm doing this, I've got to do that. So you're taking firm and solid charge. And also, your leaders, swords and queens, are always leading. So you will lead the way. And this is what you're doing. Because again, you're very powerful. You've got your sword again. But you're very much in charge. You've got the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords means don't get involved in any more battles. It says hold back a little bit and don't get drawn in. There's a bit of a conflict coming up where you may need to step back a little bit and don't go down the road of being dragged in here. So hold back and watch where things change if you don't go charging in. So don't, even though we've got you really wanting to do that, don't. And now I know this won't resonate with everyone, but take out of it, Leo, what you can, leave the rest behind. The Page of Pentacles is there to place money in your hand. So there'll be news coming about money. But again, for the younger ones as well, because it's always usually signifies a young person within a reading, does a page. But again, there'll be news about money and it'll be placed into your hands. Now, again, we're down to earth where pages are. I always feel like they're down to earth, but they're all because they are the pentacle. But again, knows about money, and it looks pretty good, that. Now, the Hermit is your major card if you look to the back what I've pulled for you. Now, the Hermit he always tells you, look, he brings you out the dark and into light. There's light at the end of the tunnel. But sometimes, you know, you have to seek. He goes on a search and a seek. But it's about you seeking, right, what you want to go forward. But also, even if you've got to seek advice or talk to others, don't be afraid to do that, because sometimes, you know, you'll hide behind the light and not want to go forward, but it's time to show the road ahead of you, so it's time to start that move. You've got the Lover's card. Now, that can be a really good card to have. It can be very, very soulmates coming together, sharing things. So again, don't be afraid to do that, because I just got drawn to Lovers when I saw that card there. But I want to take you back to, want to go to the middle card and to go to the Victory, because although, you know, where you've gotten so many things have happened to you, you've got, that's why you stay in charge. That's why you're on your throne, staying in charge. But where we've got the card of Victory there, sometimes, you know, you've gone through things, but you've never been able to appreciate them for how much you've done in there, because they've been very short-lived. So you've always got to get back up and start again. Now, the Lover's card, as I said, is coming for you. It means sharing things and getting together, and know that you know, you can give it, you can get advice. You can seek Lover's card, but it's a lovely card to have. So I think a great relationship coming in there can be very powerful, can the Lovers. Now, the Ace of Wands brings you new work. So there's a challenge coming where work's concerned, but I do feel it's a direction. Although when I say it can be new work, it can also be within the work that you're in, but it's definitely a direction that's bringing you new in there. So it's powerful that we've got a lot happening around you, but for a good way, for a good guiding forward, because the Hermit's guiding you there. The Hierophant is a card that's relating to all your blessings, but also is, again, in charge. So you're going to be firmly, totally taking you're really taking this journey seriously in this coming few weeks around here, because it's you leading everything. You've been in charge of everything, and people listening to you. So you could also see that people can come to you for advice also. The Strength card is in there, which is showing you can have anything or anybody, you know, falling at your knees, really, because this is what I'm saying, to listen to you. So you've got a very powerful influence in the coming weeks. I see that the card there is showing the really happy family card coming together again. So it's a lovely time for you within family and within relationship, within work. And all that you've worked for seems to be, it will come together. Now, where I've got the happy card and the happy family card, it's about, again, bringing the family together, joining together and having some good times. You do are watching your finances, but very secure around you in that finance card there. Holding on to a little bit there, so make sure you balance all your finances. And no, I don't want you to hold on too tight. You've just got to let that money, I know it's around you, but significantly keeping it around. But financial situation looks pretty good in there. Now, although I've give you that card, the one next to there shows you all the arrows, can you see? But you do actually firmly stand your ground. So anything that does arise up and coming up around you, you'll stand firmly your ground there. So again, watch where you've got to knock a few props down, but you do that. You stand firm on your ground. I see there are going to be invitations coming for you also to socialise, the big gathering of people coming together. So watch for the invitations. Again, I've got to a finance card, and I want to take you back to the man with the money around him for a moment, because I'm drawn back to that card where it says, although I'm balancing it and I've got that money around, you've worked hard and you're keeping it around, just don't be afraid and hang on too tight, because you've got to become stale. So we've got to decide what we want to plant our money into, because you've got the tree showing up. Now, although we're planting and looking, I know it's not going to grow anywhere at the moment in time, the state that we're in at the moment, but this is about planting your seeds, you know, for the future. And although there's a feeling here that you're taking stock of what you've got and you're looking into everything, you still have to be careful where finances are, because although they grow, if we save, you've got to make sure you keep your eye on your harvest. Make sure you keep firmly eye on them finances. Now, I'm going into a road you need to travel down, that you feel you need to go on, but for moving forward, even though we've got your Hermit to guide you here, you're very, very unpredictable on the road ahead of you at the moment, because you can see that card that's trapping you. You're kind of keeping yourself safe because you can't see what's ahead of you, and it's a bit of an uncertain road at this moment. But we have to take the blinkers off and decide if it's worth putting our foot down there. So you've got some decisions to make. Right, so that's where you might be plotting and planning there. The Ace of Swords does bring you the victory though. So again, it's a sword and a count. You're very powerful in this reading. But you've holding your sword up a victory. So although there's no things coming, you've got to be sharp and you've got to be blunt. And you've got to make sure the Hermit covers all your ground. He lights up the road ahead of you. So keep your eye on the ball there and the finances. And just know there's the moon's in there, so it's a bit of an unpredictability, but you do stay in charge. So I will leave that with you, Leos. I do hope you've enjoyed that reading. If you have, if you subscribe, it'll notify you then when I'm putting the next one out. So until then, thank you for listening.